a different type of training now,
Mhm.
audition. You're young. What was you more terrified about stepping on there when you first stepped there? You mentioned you had to go up against a lot of veterans. You know,
Mhm.
I can get the confidence in you because you're young, but reality is still reality. What was really troubling you when you stepped on that field that you was having doubts about during those moments?
I think the first time I ever stepped on the field, my biggest, like where I always got so nervous was in the tunnel about to do, because we always did a pregame routine. In that tunnel, I would just have a moment of like the butterflies swarming through your stomach. I would just get so nervous in that tunnel. We weren't in there for that long, thank goodness, because I would try not to think about everything and overthink everything. But I knew that I had this job and this role and I had to live up to it. So I think I was always more of the calm person on the team. A lot of other girls that would get like very high maintenance, like, but I was never like that, I think. But I do remember, like, always, even from my first year to
Yep.
my fourth year or fifth year, I would always get those nerves in the tunnel. But once you got out on the field and I got through that first pregame routine, I'm like, okay, we're smooth sailing. Now I just to go out there and enjoy. And I don't think people realize that the amount of time we practice. We practice 3 days a week. I would be at practice from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., maybe 12 p.m. So we put so many hours of practice that I would use those game days to enjoy the moment because we put so many hours practicing. It was like muscle memory at that
Right.
point.
When you made the team, you got such a I'm gonna try to wrap your whole career up in 30 minutes. So
Got it.
you basically now made the team, the youngest.
Hmm.
What happens then? And then what tell me some of the highlights of your NFL journey real quick. What's some highlights? You're 18 years old and definitely you walked on there with confidence because it don't appear like you were shaken by any means. So if coming through the tunnel is your biggest fear, I'm gonna have you on my team all the time. Now
Right,
you made
right.
the team. What's the biggest highlight now?
So I would say the biggest highlight, I've had a lot of great things in my career. My first year on the team, we had the opportunity to go on a USO tour. We had to apply for that, and they only took 10 girls to go on the tour. And I was selected. I have a big background with military and army. I have a lot of people in the military in my family. So I applied for the position and I was able to get it. So I went to Abu Dhabi, Qatar, and Djibouti, Africa. We put on a show. We got to tour the bases. That was the most life-changing experience ever. And I was so blessed for that. So that was my first year.
Why was it life changing for you? You're 18 years old, traveling abroad. Why was it so life changing for you at that moment? You would think the fact that you made the NFL cheerleading team is one life changing moment, but now you're overseas. So, from your own experience, what was so life changing about that brief moment?
Yeah, that experience, I think it was just because we were able to go to these military bases and just make such a big impact. And being able to go overseas and see what they had to experience and just really put yourself in their situation, they were living deja vu every single day. And them seeing us was in their eyes. I can't get over their eyes. Like they lit up when they saw us because their life was the same every day. Just seeing us
Mm.
and being there, our presence, we were making their day so much better. And we had so much fun. We were doing so many activities with these people. And I just think that putting myself in that situation at such a young age, I was able to realize of how blessed we are to have what we have and what it's like to be overseas and be put in these situations. Like I remember we're in Djibouti, Africa, and we met with the head general of the base. And he was like, in the country next door, they're having a full blown war right now. And we're just like,
Really?
my gosh, like it was just so eye opening at such a young age. And it just really put my life into perspective. Like I am so lucky for everything I have. And I just was so grateful for everything. And I was so grateful that I was able to share my love for dancing and just share it with these military members and really make an impact on their lives because they had to work really hard in their scenario.